Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to our mental fitness community. Today, our topic is going to be the sage power of empathy. And I want to walk you through an exercise that I had everybody on the call go through. So, the reason that empathy is such an important sage power is because it's your number one antidote to the judge. And if you are triggered at all, you've got an active judge. So just let you know that. And so if you're triggered at all and you have an active judge, the one key to working with the judge is to turn on your sage empathy power and to turn up the volume on your sage empathy power by a lot. So how do you do that? Well, I'm going to lead you through a practice exercise that you can do right now. And as you're doing the exercise, you can pause the video. So I won't make you wait for to do your exercise, but I'll outline it for you. So the first thing I want you to do is take a few minutes to think about one person that you feel that you're in an important relationship with and you'd like to improve that relationship. Okay, and pause the video if you need some time to think. And now what I want you to do is once you have that person, I want you to think and reflect and answer these questions about that person. And I'd like you to tap into your empathy for that person and really try to get into their shoes. So here are the questions. And what I suggest that you do is pause the video after each question and take your time answering the question and then start the video again. Okay. So the first question is, what matters to this person? What do you think matters to this person? So go ahead and pause the video so that you can reflect on this. Question number 2 is, what makes them feel good about themselves? What makes them feel good about themselves? Pause the video, go ahead and reflect on the answer, and then start again. The third question, what do you think from their perspective they would most like to accomplish in their life? Fourth question, what do they feel confident about? What are they good at? What do they know they're good at? Next question, what triggers them and why are they triggered when they get triggered? You might want to ask yourself on that one, what do you think their saboteurs are and how those saboteurs affect them? So again, use your empathy instead of saying, oh, that's the avoider and being irritated by it. Put yourself in the shoes of them being hijacked by their saboteurs and think about what it feels like for them to be hijacked. Okay, next question. If they could change something about their life or about themselves, what do you think it would be? And you're guessing these questions. You may not actually know the answer to them. What makes them happy? And the last question, what are 3 words you would use to describe their essence? What are 3 words you would use to describe their essence? And when you think about their essence, you're thinking about kind of the pure soul that they have, kind of, or their pure nature. Okay. So I'm assuming that you've been pausing the video several times and asking yourself all these questions, or at least writing them down so that you can reflect on them later. Now, what's really important is if you have a strong judge, you're probably judging yourself as much as you're judging other people. So let me think of how to describe this. It may seem that you judge others, but you don't judge yourself. It may seem that you judge yourself, but you don't judge others. But typically the one that you notice, the part that you notice that you're judging, you are judging just as much, but you're not noticing it. So if I think I'm only judging myself, I'm just simply blind to how I may be judging others. So it's really important to work both on other empathy and empathy towards yourself. So now what I'd like you to do is think about go through another exercise related to self-empathy. So what you're going to do in this exercise is you're going to imagine that you are one of your best friends, that this friend, and you're going to step into this friend's shoes, absolutely adores you, thinks the best in you, sees the best in you all the time. And I want you to answer these next questions from this best friend's perspective. And remember, this best friend only sees the best in you. They completely, unconditionally love and adore you. All right. Ready? Okay. So what would this person say if asked the question, who are you at your core? So how would they describe you? What words would they use to describe your nature or your personality? What would they say your mission or purpose is, or what are the main things that matter to you or that you want to accomplish? I know that's kind of a lot of questions all in one, but think in terms of what would they think that your main goals are? What would they think matters to you? That's a little bit hard because you know yourself, you know what matters to you, but I want you to look at yourself from the outside, from the perspective of someone who really thinks a lot of you. Okay, again, I want you to really have time to reflect on this exercise. So I'm going to assume that you're either pausing the video or you're writing these exercises down. And I think one of the things that I'll let you know is empathy is one of the most important powers to develop. I was already working on self-empathy when I started this program. And because of all the exercises that Shirzad led us through, I really cranked up the empathy meter for myself. So I would do things that before I wouldn't be so happy about. And now I consciously am aware of that inner judge and I apply empathy pretty deeply. So especially when I'm having a day when I'm maybe not as effective, I may not even realize that there's a mild judge in there, but I'm still engaging and pouring on the empathy, pouring on the self-empathy. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, but I would like you to take a lot of time to reflect on this, both on somebody else and on yourself. And if you'd like, you could use the same exercise for a couple more people, but just make sure that you really think hard on yourself and others and see what that does to you. See if that changes, gives you any new insights, etc. And then of course, reach out to me if you have any questions, or reach out to me in your Wednesday night reflections with your insights. Thanks, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.